soft spot, soft spot. Said I got a soft spot for you, soft spot. That's all I got, sweetheart. Oh, do me a favor. Let's run this morning. Let's run R&B Mo for the intro. Go ahead and hit it, sweetheart.
I woke up and found you cheating. Oh, girl, I know your secrets.
Girl, you baking without me?
It's Wake and Bake with B-Mo.
And with B-Mo?
He's live on air.
Damn.
Why won't you check your blunts with me?
Nice song. But unless you're up Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. writing these new blueprints, you'll never taste this sauce.
Girl, you got a tray 5, just don't be stingy.
Wake and bake with B-Mo.
You gonna tell me that's not a hit? How you gonna tell me that's not a hit, man? Good morning, sweetheart. Good morning, and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Wake and Bake with B-Mo. Let me hold my chest, yeah. Before we do anything, let's make sure we're saying good morning to the spine of my book, okay? To the apple of my apple juice and my eye. Hey. Good morning to the lady of the house. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, boo?
I don't know.
What you mean?
Okay.
What you mean you don't know?
It's Thursday.
Okay.
How you feeling?
You know I'm doing all right. I'm glad to be back on the airwaves on another episode of Wake and Bake with B-Mo. Shabba. Of course, this is your chance to be updated on all things black, the new blueprints of black, how we understand in black, what we gonna do with black, to black, through black, from black, all without black. All right, welcome back to another episode. I want to make sure we give a huge shout out to our good people at the Washington Informer Bridge, WIBridgeDC.com, or at WIBridgeDC on all social media platforms so you can stay abreast of what's going on in the news and journalistic world. Okay, also want to give a huge shout out. Make sure you go check out the new Blueprint newsletter, $5 a month at bmobrown.substack.com. The lady house is putting up the lower third right now. Make sure you go check that out. Be a free subscriber and get some information, or be a paid subscriber and get all the information. But if you need that scholarship, just let a nigga know, okay? I don't see people saying good morning to the lady of the house in the comments, though. That's what I don't see, and it's got me a little tight this morning. That's all right. Also, we want to give a huge shout out to my man Chiquete with the new EP 4A Drive. I put a review in my stories a couple days ago, but I really think my man Chiquete is tapping in on some Billy Ocean energy. Let's hear a little something from Chiquete real quick. All right, maybe we shouldn't play R&B so early in the morning, because obviously I don't know how to motherfucking act, okay? Y'all see me with my young kid moves, huh? You see me with my fellow youth dance?
You know the other one where you, what's it called? What's it called?
No, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. I know the
to the Fantasia.
Huh? Mm-mm.
When I see you.
No, I ain't seen it. Somebody send me some more viral dances so I can get it popping. Of course, Izzy in the house now. Is. I hope you're not on your big screen embarrassing in front of your family. Oh, my goodness. Tell your mother to tune in. We ain't seen her all season. Come on.
Yeah. Last
Anyway.
time we saw it was in the... I was about to say in the club. It wasn't in the club.
She stay in the club. Itzy mama stay in the club.
The Nene.
Hit the nay-nay.
Oh, the Nene.
The nee-nee. Don't let me whip it this motherfucker. I'll get to working in this.
Drew said it's too early to be dancing like that.
Trust me, y'all, I'm not seducing nobody with these body rolls. You see them eyes just now? You know, no girl wants you like.
What are you doing?
Oh. Good morning to the people, though. All right, who we got in the house? We got Geronimo in the house. Geronimo!
Geronimo.
We got Big Drew in the house. What's going on? We got the big dog in the house. What's up, big dog?
We got Jordan and Kendall.
Jordan, what's going on? Lieutenant Kendall was popping.
Lieutenant.
You know that man a whole lieutenant in the army. All right, we got a great show for you this morning. Did I miss any of the intro stuff?
You did the intros. You did the new blueprint. You did Washington Former Bridge.
Yeah, I did everybody.
Yeah.
All right. We got a great show for you this morning. I think. Oh, let's talk about it. Is in the building. What's up? We have a great show for you this morning. This morning we are talking about. Well, you know, we're talking about a few things. Education has become a very critical conversation. So I think today's conversation is going to be centering around education. I put up a reel, what was that, yesterday, about the equity of stupidity in black men. And funny enough, we haven't got no pushback from any other comments, any other reels, any other things that we put on social media. But this one, about the equity of stupidity in black men, for some reason, has gotten a lot of pushback. I get it, though. We new blueprinting around here. Not a lot of people are ready for these new blueprints. All right, it's Thursday, so we're going to have the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. I'm going to sing it later because I got to save my voice. But we're also going to talk about Linda McMahon, and we're also going to talk about, of course, the education of black boys. So we got a great conversation this morning. But before we get started, we want to continue with our newest segment, Black in the News. Okay, we have all this beautiful ephemera around us at all times. Lady House, you got the magazine? You got your page mark? Let me put my finger in there.
I don't know what they do.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Put my finger in there. It's crazy. That's on me. This morning we have an issue from Ebony. What is this?
1991, I think.
December 1990.
Oh.
It was $2.
Wow. That was the Murrays.
It was
inside.
Oh, the Murs is $2 in here. I got a good glare going on. Or we good? We good right here.
Yeah.
We got the one by my man Arsenio Hall on the front. Okay. The lady of the house is going to read to us a great excerpt from a story, and then we're going to react to it with modern perspective. Lady of the house, are you ready?
Okay.
Is it time? Or are you gonna? It's not time?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. All right.
time.
All right. You know, if we ever move us to a studio home, I don't know if you'd have a choice.
That's fine. I'll be ready. But I'm in my scarf and got one shoulder out. I'm all crusty.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. This is by Lawrence Thomas. And this section is called Speaking Out. Mm-hmm. The article is titled, In My Next Life, I'll Be White.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm just reading. You tell me when to stop. In my next life, I shall certainly aim to come back a white person. Make that a white male. While white males have committed more evil cumulatively than any other class of people in the world, this fact is often lost on both them and others. The Crusades, American slavery, and 2 world wars, including the Holocaust, should clinch this point. When it comes to evil on a grand scale, black men can't hold a candle to white men. Yet, white people have turned being fearful of blacks, especially black males, into such an art form that if I didn't know any better, I would be afraid of black men myself. My 40-year journey through life has revealed to me that more often than not, I need only be in the presence of a white woman and she will begin clutching her pocketbook. Mm-hmm. I think of myself as pretty quick, but I am no match for the response time it takes for whites to lock their car doors should they spot a black male. At times, I have looked over my shoulder expecting to see the danger to which a white is reacting, only to have it dawn on me that I was the menace. Black men rarely enjoy what is properly called the public trust of whites, no matter how much their deportment or attire conform to the traditional standards of well-off white males. To enjoy the public trust is to have strangers regard one as a morally decent person in a variety of contexts. We associate various forms of behavior, attire, and physical grooming with being a morally decent person. Yet, a black man could just as well be dressed in a black tie and be a graduate of the Vanderbilt School of Etiquette, if there were such a place, and whites would still knock themselves out, locking their car doors or clutching their purses. Shall I keep going?
Whoa. Yeah, give me one more paragraph.
Okay. Nothing of the sort is true for white males, although white males are far from having a pristine record on the moral front. Still, a suit and tie suffice to make a white male respectable. I have noticed that this fear of black men goes way beyond the pale of rationality. I was recently walking down a supermarket aisle with 2 hand baskets full of groceries, one in each hand. A white woman saw me and rushed for her pocketbook, which she had still left in her car. I would have had to put my own groceries down in order to take her pocketbook. No doubt she thought to herself, he won't fool me with that old basket in each hand trick.
All right, we're good. Let me see that page real quick though, because you showed me this article. So this is the article, right? But then we have this wonderful ad on the other side.
Right.
What is this? This S-curl ad on the other side. Boy, and can you get a good look at my man's? Hold on. Can you see a good look of the dude who wrote the article? Look on the screen, sweetheart.
Yeah, you can kind of see him.
You gotta see him. This is what my man's look like. In my next life, I'll be white. That's a very interesting perspective. One, well written.
Right.
Very well written.
Right.
When we talked about the transracial individual, I think that was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We had a lot of grace for this person. But then, like, I think 9 o'clock that night, I walked into the room, and it might have been the next morning. 9 o'clock the next morning, I walked into the room. It's like, hey, no, you can't be white. No, you can't be white. Okay, so when I see this, that conversation reminded me of something I saw on Atlanta, that very famous episode in which Retro Spectro is playing a character in which he is identifying as a white person. And although it's funny, I think the thing that people miss in the dialogue of that particular moment is that the Retro Spectro character says, I feel like I should be respected more like a white man.
Yeah.
And that's what that kind of leads to me. In my next life, he's pulling from the strings of like Buddhism, which means if you're advancing to the next life, that means you've done as well as you can in this life, and therefore you'll progress to the next life. So his argument is, in the next life, I'll receive the respect that I should have gotten in this life.
Right.
And for that, I can understand.
And it's not about self-hate or,
It's not about
assimilation. Yeah.
Because this is coming on, this is an article that's in Ebony, directly across from a wave-generating product.
Right.
Right. So I don't hear self-hate, but what I do hear is there is an inequitable treatment amongst black men and white men at first glance.
Right.
What Jordan just say? I see you falling for the old basket in 2 hands trick.
Right.
Are you crazy? That also reminds me of Afro-pessimism, a thought that we've been digging on in the show for the last 4 or 5 years, which is the idea that at the end of the day, the world moves around the suffering of Africanized black folks. So even if I have 2 baskets in my hand, the main concern of this white woman's safety is at the bottom of this social caste system is that black man who will drop his stuff, ignore his entire life, and ignore the fate of his future to come get me.
Right.
It's a very white persecutionist thought. You know what I'm saying? That's some early white Christians. They just love to be persecuted. Anyway, don't want to get too deep. So I love that article, but now I'm wondering, that was in 1990? So let's say he died that year. Let's say he died December 31st, 1990.
Yeah.
That means he was born again as a white man in 1991. Do you think he got the respect he wanted? He would be now a 33-year-old white man?
Yeah.
Do you think 33-year-old white men get the respect of the 1990 white men? Ooh.
That's a good question.
And I'm wondering, as I ask that question, and I'm asking it from a certain perspective, this black ass perspective, when I step into my white man's shoes, when I step into my Sperry's, if you will, or them ugly ass running shoes y'all like to wear. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, them damn Hockers. I don't get it, bro. I just won't understand. Just the day I became washed, when niggas started wearing running shoes, I was like, you know what? So as I asked that question, I asked the question of, does the 33-year-old white man get the same social caste respect that the 33-year-old white man did in 1990? And while I don't have an answer for that question, I feel like the people who are in power would say no.
Yeah.
And I can see that within the Supreme Court case results, outcome.
Yeah.
That's not how Supreme Court cases are resolved. What's the Supreme Court ruling? Outcome. Results. The Supreme Court ruling that essentially now we're in a race-blind society. Or, as Donald Trump just said, our newly elected president just said, we're going to start giving reparations out to individuals, white folks, who felt like they had been wronged, discriminated against in education in the last 15, 20 years. Do you think the white man of the modern time still feels he has the same respect of the white man in 1990? I'd say no, and I think that's what got him so shook. And what's crazy is we might be talking about a 1% difference. It might have gone from 99% systematic forced respect to 98% systematic forced respect. And these white folks are losing their shit. Thanks, sweetheart. We got any comments?
Drew says, from the white man's perspective, they don't. White men feel, quote unquote, persecuted and victimized today, despite having Agent Orange and his mayonnaise brigade in the White House.
Yo, the mayonnaise brigade is hilarious. Speaking of mayonnaise brigade, put Linda up real quick. So I got a news breaking story that Linda McMahon will now be, or is being nominated for the Secretary of the Department of Education. Two things. One, I thought the Department of Education wasn't happening no more. That's what I thought. One. Two, what the fuck Linda McMahon know about education? In the previous Trump administration, Linda McMahon was, I can't remember the exact title, but she was over the Small Business Association. Yeah. Which, funny enough, is the same Small Business Association that gave out the PPP loans to EIDL, right? So, thanks. This is that same Linda McMahon that oversaw those particular small business payments. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, I wish I had a fact check on the show. Geronimo, correct me if I'm wrong real quick. I believe Linda McMahon was also the individual who suggested that gig workers and non-traditional entrepreneurs be eligible for unemployment.
Oh, she was the one that suggested that?
I think so, but somebody definitely fact check me if I'm wrong. Either way, Linda McMahon was over the Small Business Association while Trump was in office. Now she has been nominated to be the Secretary of the Department of Education. So, I have a question, sweetheart. Just really simple questions. Do you recall Linda McMahon on the campaign trail? Do you recall her making viral statements? Do you recall her having spicy conversations amongst pundits on CNNs? Or do you recall her clips being discussed by Sam Sneeder and all the people that I watch on YouTube? Do you ever remember Linda McMahon being on the campaign trail? No. Second question. Do you ever remember Linda McMahon saying something about like, oh, women were in a better place before they could vote. Women were in a better place when they weren't eligible to be head of household. Women were in a better place before they could be equitably educated. Do you ever remember Linda McMahon selling out her gender? Do you ever remember that happening?
No.
Do you ever remember Linda McMahon saying, yo, white folks were better when we were Slavs? You know what I'm saying? White folks were better when we were considered Italians and Germans. Did she ever sell out the white race?
No.
So Linda McMahon, who never campaigned, Linda McMahon, who never sold out her gender, Linda McMahon, who never sold out her race, got a promotion from the director of the Small Business Association to the Secretary of the Department of Education. And as Kanye says, what does God got to know about cameras? What the fuck does Linda McMahon know about education? Hit the next joint for me. So if Linda McMahon never had to campaign, never had to sell out her race, never had to sell out her gender, can you please explain to me what these niggas was doing? Byron Donalds, what was you doing? Tim Scott, what was you? Candace Owen, what was you doing? All these motherfuckers right here voluntarily campaign, sold out their race and sold out their gender in hopes that they could suckle at the teat of Donald Trump, and he overlooked their ass.
Damn, Ben Carson.
I am so flabbergasted. So when someone asked me after I put up the equity of stupidity reel the other day, when somebody asked me in the DMs, wait, why would you want black stupid male leaders? My answer is, I don't want them. We have them.
Right.
I didn't vote for them. They're already here. And what's so interesting about the representatives, particularly on this little sheet right here, I didn't know this. They were voted in majority white spaces. They're not even leaders of black spaces. They're not even leader of majority black towns. White people have propped them up to be in positions of power. And you ask me, why do I want stupid black leaders? I don't want them. We already have them. And it is, I can taste the ham hocks and the greens of irony about them not being placed in the Department of Education. That is so beautifully ironic to me. Salty. I just wanted to bring that up. I ain't really got no larger point. We're gonna stick with the education point. But I just found it so interesting that Linda McMahon never had to do none of that.
Right.
Linda McMahon's husband is currently tied up in probably the most detrimental detrimental entertainment scandal of this century. Vince McMahon is going to go down in flames. But his wife gets to be the Secretary of Education. Meanwhile, Byron Donalds damn near sucked this man off on stage. Nothing. Take your ass back to Congress. Good morning to my people on Instagram. What's up, Key? What's up? What's up, Carl Scott? My man. Hey. Ken, what's going on? What's happening with you? Hey, oh, shoot. When I exited out of my own story. We got any comments, Leah?
Oh, yeah.
Before we get on to the first real subject?
Yeah, we have quite a few.
We have quite a few?
Mm-hmm. Okay, first, Amos Media says, peace family from Owen and Kayla. Hey, y'all.
Oh, y'all watching as a household. Wait, does that mean Kayla need to... No, is that only our thing?
What?
You know, somebody else was calling they lady the lady of the house, and I actually wanted to file a copyright. Yeah. I don't even know if they're still together calling that girl lady of the house. Nigga, please. You just met this girl.
They also said, depending on that 33-year-old man's job in economic class.
That's true.
Kendall says, nah, but can we have a whole episode on them ugly running shoes?
I mean, you know, there are some Wake and Bake with B1 nights who are advocates for these ugly ass running shoes. And I love their perspective. That I'm not going to call you out, but if you could just drop your perspective in the chat, I'd love to hear it.
Jordan says, I think it's an Obama backlash. Whiteness is only as good as its distance from blackness. Drew says, I'm willing to bet soon Agent Orange will appoint Dick Dastardly as head of the Department of Transportation.
Damn, Dick
And then he says, these people don't have any experience for the jobs they're appointed to. They just have blind loyalty. Exactly.
Loyalty and vibes.
Mm-hmm. And then Kadaro says, good morning, family. Hey, good morning.
What's up, Kadaro?
They only promote and platform the dumb ones, SMH.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
I was going to say maybe it has to do with the money, but Candace Owens got money by way of her husband, so it's not even about that.
Wait, how long have we been on? Did I talk too long about Linda?
25.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We're going to watch my man, Sir EU. Everything all right?
I forgot to
Oh, the damn timestamps. Every time, man. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to watch my man, Sir EU, laugh at these niggas for real. Check out ha ha ha. My man, Sir EU, on all social media platforms. Definitely drop some comments in the comment section. Definitely drop some comments about what you think about the music video and these dumbass niggas. We're going to be right back with a longer conversation about, I guess, stupidity, to be honest with you.
Friends and motivate people. Vilify the villains who I know that hate people. How the devil, how he cultivate evil. Focus how he beats you to the bunch of them feed you. Explain this to the people, they will need you. If you damn body it, they gon' eat you. If you not a heavy eight, they gon' beat you. I believe in God, I don't need you. Mommy made me promise to be guardian the people. Starting with stuff and the karma got be lethal. I was all alone with the slowness, her EU. Real power trio, I consider them equal. I just want to deliver what was given. Power steering through a whole truck, I'm forgiven. If I wasn't in it for the win, I would've been in the morticians, letting grinning, looking down on all the living. Shitting on the witnesses is what the kid was given. Forfeiting, I'm finishing the fucking vision. Since I was an infant and my mission was a killing to fulfill it, was an energetic Britishan that I'm still in. Will it, kill him, kill him. You already know what we be on. I keep Troy B on. I be on. He we are destroy. And I watch this evolved into a devolve. And I earn stripes for the tree talk. And I earn stripes like a G-dog. This is how you get friends and motivate people. Vilify the villains who I know that hate people. Focus on the devil, how he cultivate evil. Notice how he beats you to the punch and then feed you. Explain this to the people and I promise they will need you. If you damn body it, I promise they will eat you. If you not a heavyweight, I promise they gon' beat you. I believe in God, bitch, I don't fucking believe you. Mommy made me promise to be guardian of people. Started with Stephanie, the karma got me lethal. I was all alone with the slowness or EU. Real power trio, I consider them equal. I just want to live what was given. I was there through it to the 12. I'm forgiven. If I wasn't in it for the win, I would've been in. No more dishes, Linda grinning, looking down on all the living. Shitting on the witnesses of what the kid was given. Forfeiting, not finishing the fucking vision. This a vision since I was a fucking
I did it. I did it, y'all. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Wake and Bake with B Mo. Yeah. Y'all supposed to applaud, you know what I'm saying? In the concerts when you hold it up, people be clapping and shit. That's all right. Nobody clapping for B Mo. What's up? The dream.
Hey.
What's the word? All right, welcome back to this episode of Wake and Bake with BMO. It's time for our blunt manifestations, y'all. Okay, so if you got some blunt manifestations, definitely drop them down in the comments. Okay, we're going to light this fire and make sure that our intentions are matched with not only our energy, but with also our words. Sweetheart, you got any blunt manifestations? Can you manifest me to light it over real quick? Thanks, Al.
You can start first.
I can start first?
Yeah. Drew clapped.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate that. We have we have a few things in the fire. The development of the the development of the long-awaited, whatever the name of this network will be. So I want to make sure we are still manifesting confidence to get that done, and our studio partners will be in hand, and our staffing partners will be in hand, and everything will go fine with that. What else am I manifesting? Family health. I don't see niggas too often, but I'd be worried about niggas' health. My nephew, make sure he's doing cool. My nephew is one of the students at North Carolina A&T's record-breaking enrollment year. Nice. We're gonna talk about him here in a few, but I do remember around this time, freshman year, like right after Thanksgiving, and then going into like the first few months of the second semester, I fell into a very, very hard depression. Very rough. It was like after, I imagine other students did this like maybe within the first 3 weeks of school, but after band was after like the band season was pretty much over, it was just so silent.
Yeah.
It was so cold. Everybody was already friends. I didn't particularly care for too many of the friends that I had in the band at the moment, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm manifesting. And then, of course, my continuing manifestation of continued confidence. I had a thought the other morning that somebody thanked me for my consistency, and they asked, how do I stay consistent? And to be honest with you, the thing that I'm fighting every day is just don't quit. Like today, don't quit.
Yeah.
Just don't quit today. So I'm manifesting more energy of don't quit, and being, if I was going to use affirmative language, I am glad that I'm able to do the things that I'm doing, even if they're not reaching the metric results that the internet tells me I need to reach.
Okay.
What are your manifestations, sweet thing?
I also like to manifest family health and, their safety and whatnot. I too have.
You talking all low now.
Oh, it's in the yellow. I don't know. I also have 2 cousins in college right now. One's a freshman, one's in pharmacy school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hoping they finish this year out and the rest of their schooling, finish it out strong.
Right.
Yeah, that we stay motivated and encouraged to continue this work and doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got any blood manifestations to my people?
Let's see.
Wake and bake with Bebo Nights. Manifest. DKA.
Owen and Kayla said he held that note.
I'm just saying. Appreciate that, Owen and Kayla.
And then they said.
Layla? Kaylin?
Kaylin?
Cole-Laylin?
No.
Cole-Laywin? No, that don't work. All right, keep going.
Drew says Owen and Kayla say $100K in 9 months in building a business that friends and associates can make money from in the tune of $5,000 a month each. Okay.
Very specific.
Right.
Okay.
That's what you
manifested.
Yeah.
You manifested 100K, baby. Although I will say, should I say that now? No, I'll say it later. I was going to talk about the brain trust.
Oh.
No, we'll talk about it another time.
Drew says, I manifest any way I can, essentially print my own money in a legitimate way to not just survive but thrive.
Facts.
This past week of Survival is Killing Us really had me stepping out on faith. Everything I was taught about a career isn't working, so I'm looking at more unconventional paths to success.
There we go.
Yeah.
Survivor gonna kill you, baby. You stay on that 9 to 5 thinking, no, I'll just make it. Damn, 85 years old, just making it still.
You know what Beyonce said?
What she say?
Working 9 to 5 just to stay alive.
Thanks, Beyonce. We appreciate that, Beyonce. Okay. Oh, man, I'm supposed to light the blunt while people are manifesting. All right, we are.
Wait, there's one more.
Go ahead.
Kendall says, I manifest automating my investments this week. Arlo deserves to graduate with enough money to buy a house with. Yeah.
Come on, Arlo.
Yeah.
My man, Arlo.
Love that. Right.
Baby lieutenant. All right, for sure. All right. I love the blunt manifestation. What a wonderful add to the show. What a wonderful ad. Let's get this blunt going. And we're going to continue the show. KP just said, manifesting amazing opportunity and success for our highest and greatest good.
Uh-huh.
And then if I had a manifestation for y'all, you know what I love to see? I'd be doom scrolling, you know what I'm saying, like, as every other person does. I'd be doom scrolling. And then I'll be running across, actually it was Camille. I don't even know if she's on right now. I saw Camille when we first took a break. Camille was first starting to get into horses. She was wearing like cowboy boots and cowboy hats and shit with that. Yeah. I think this is around the time of the Renaissance situation in Cowboy Carter. Mm-hmm. And then now she a full-on horse rider.
Oh, nice.
That sounded crazy. But she a full-on cowgirl.
Yeah.
And so when I see that and I see Kendall with a new shoot and a new perspective or a new frame, or I see Jordan with a new song, or I see Drew with a new video, I'm like, man, I love to see my niggas becoming themselves.
Yeah.
Man, that feel good. Mm-hmm. Keep being you, my niggas.
Right.
I'm manifesting y'all still being y'all, but better.
Yeah.
Because that's my name.
Don't let this world change you.
Don't let this world be foolish, my friends.
Yeah.
Be foolish. Speaking of fools, let's talk about some dumb niggas real
What a
quick.
segue.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Speaking of
fools, we talked about Frankie Beverly. Mm-hmm. And you saw me when Frankie Beverly passed. I was just on the balcony, quiet, listening to Frankie Beverly song, silently weeping to myself. And we talked about Frankie Beverly. But somebody else passed, and I didn't know it would affect me as much when they did pass. And that is top 5 black names all time. Probably founding member of the greatest musical group ever. Not black. Greatest musical group ever. Top 5 black name all time.
Ooh.
Tito Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Y'all know the story about Tito? Y'all know how the Jackson 5 started?
Yeah.
So, we talking about black boys, right? Tito Jackson, if you didn't know, was the guitarist for the Jackson 5. The greatest musical group ever. Mm-hmm. Only other group I'm hearing is Destiny's Child. That's it. Jackson 5, Destiny's Child, and then the rest starts with New Edition, and then you get your other people in, like the Beatles or whatever. Mm-hmm. Greatest musical group all time, Jackson 5, started like this. Tito Jackson, guitar player for the Jackson 5. Before Michael could sing, before Marlon could dance, Tito Jackson was sneaking into Joe Jackson, that's right, abusive Joe Jackson's room to play his guitar. Tito Jackson was learning how to play the guitar while singing. He was playing the guitar, his mother was singing, and then his brothers would come in and join. One day, Tito playing the guitar, everybody having a good time, pop a string off the guitar, broke. Tito Jackson being all of, I think, like 11 or 12, I don't know how to change no damn guitar string. I'm not even supposed to be playing this joint. Mm-hmm. So he's sitting in the living room, this is how I imagine it. He's sitting in the living room, his mama's sitting there with him, they got the broken guitar string. Joe Jackson come in the house after work, see the broken guitar string, and what does Joe Jackson do? What's the first thing Joe Jackson do?
Yelling and screaming and trying to beat his ass.
And beat the shit out of Tito Jackson. Second thing Joe Jackson does, Joe Jackson says, let me hear you play.
Yeah.
I beat the shit out of you, now let me hear you play. Tito Jackson get on the guitar, get to strumming the guitar. Joe Jackson is so impressed, he's like, you know what? Not only am I going to teach you, this is your guitar now.
Yeah.
And thus, the Jackson 5 begins. There, with Tito Jackson being a badass little boy, sneaking into his father's room to learn something beyond theory. Mm-hmm. Oh, I be neglecting my Facebook fam? I can't see y'all. Come on in, say something, say the word. We don't get no Facebook comments, do we?
How do you check that?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
These are all coming from YouTube.
Well, do me a favor, Ashley. Put the comments over here. Help me out. Produce, my nigga. Produce. Anyway, Tito Jackson gets his ass whooped, and as a result of getting his ass whooped, he gets his father's guitar, changes the string on it, of course, and now they get to start the Jackson 5. I think about this every time I think about black men and education. Here you go, sweetheart. I'm worried about the boys. And I'm worried about the boys because there is a systemic failure that is happening amongst black men when it comes to boys. Now, actually, I know this. I've been doing this thought experiment. I have been researching this exact thought since I was 14 years old. Why aren't black boys more successful in formalized school situations?
That's new. Go ahead.
Well, what was that?
Right. It said Jordan Rivers subscribed to the channel, but I've never seen that before.
All right.
Right.
I ain't never seen that shit before either. What the fuck was that?
I thought I clicked on the wrong slide.
No. Every time I think about Tito Jackson, I think about these badass little boys who are moving beyond theory into the actualities of education. And I'm worried about the boys. When I was reading The Message by Ta-Nehisi Coates, there's a passage in here. Actually, this book is about, is a letter to his students. Mm-hmm. And in part of this conversation, Ta-Nehisi Coates says that the problem with education is that we have become repositories for information rather than being experimenters on education. Yeah. And it's such a fascinating thought because not only 2 pages earlier, Ta-Nehisi Coates admits to being a middling student, a 2.5 student, but also being a prolific writer. How does that happen? Mm-hmm. How do you have an individual who can have 2 New York best time sellers, a genius considered according to the MacArthur Foundation, but have a 2.5 GPA? How does that happen? Ta-Nehisi Coates goes on in the book to describe that he couldn't stand still. He couldn't stay on task. Everything on his report card was, Ta-Nehisi can't keep quiet. Ta-Nehisi can't keep still. I can't keep him to keep his mouth shut. He won't do this worksheet in time. Therefore, he's a 2.5 student, but it turns out he's a genius. I'm worried about the boys. So we have these anecdotal situations like Ta-Nehisi Coates, like Tito Jackson. But then we have a larger problem. It turns out, as my nephew calls me, he said, did you have a problem finding male friends while you were at Howard? And I was like, nah, not for real. If anything, Howard would be the first time in my life that I would have an abundance of male friends. All of my high school classes filled with women. All of my middle school classes filled with women. By the time I got to the accelerated program at elementary school, filled with girls, not women. It was all girls.
And this is crazy because when you're in college, the ratio is often like
7 to 1.
Right.
Play the video. We have a new problem. My nephew calls me, said, I'm having a hard time finding my guy. Mm-hmm. I got girls off the wazoo. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, nephew. You know how you do with your patriarchy. Yeah, go ahead, nephew. I can't find a male friend to save my life. I done had 3 roommates so far. 3? Yeah.
Damn.
They up and out of here quick.
Sheesh.
Play the video.
The absolute number of black men enrolled at historically black colleges and universities is the lowest it's been since 1976. That's according to recent analysis from the American Institute for Boys and Men, which crunched data from the Department of Education. In fact, black men now currently account for only 26% of the students at HBCUs. Back in 1976, that figure was 38%. Calvin Hadley is invested in closing this gap. He's assistant provost for academic partnerships and student engagement at Howard University, and he is here in the studio with me now. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to start by talking about Howard, which of course is one of the foremost HBCUs in this country, a long list that I cannot recite of incredible alumni, including Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's start there. Are you seeing this decline among black male students where you are there at Howard, just down the road from us?
I am. And thank you for having me to discuss this really important topic. I'm a Howard alum, and so I remember as a student, the numbers were also pretty stark at that time. I think we were around 33 to 34% when I was a student between 2004 and 2008. Now, as you announced in your introduction, Howard University is around 25% male total. And I think a recent statistic said around 19% black male. Mm-hmm. And so that is felt on campus. That is felt, I think, in our social clubs. It's felt on the yard. And I think many of our male students have commented that in some of their classes, they're the only male in their class.
So I will just say I did not attend an HBCU. I attended a PWI, a predominantly white institution, but I have so many friends and family members who attended HBCUs. They talk to me about what that experience has meant to them, not just while they're on campus, but when they go out into their professional lives. They stay connected to the HBCU experience. They stay connected to communities like the Howard community that you represent. So I just want to ask you, when there are fewer Black men on campus, walk us through, what does that mean? What do we lose when those Black men are not as robust a presence on campuses like yours?
By the time students actually come to college, we're dealing with the males that have actually transcended what we call the belief gap. This gap in between what students can actually achieve and what their professors, teachers, counselors believe they can achieve. For Black males, that gap is the largest. When they get into the campus experiences is significantly impacted by the imbalance, right? At every educational institution, we want a diversity of experience. And so when you don't have as many males in a classroom, that diversity of experiences is significantly impacted. It gets even more scary when we trace it forward, right? I think we're dealing with some really unique statistics right now. Black males, as we will dive deeper into this in a moment, are graduating at a much lower rate than Black females.
And that's across all colleges.
Across all colleges, not just HBCUs. Right. And so this drop in the past decade has been seen more drastically, but the reality is this is not a Howard problem, this is not an HBCU problem, this is not a PWI problem, this is an American education problem.
We have an American education problem that leads to fewer Black men graduating college, attending HBCUs, attending school. Mm-hmm. Right? So, okay, we've outlined the problem. Right? And what I want to clearly demonstrate to you within this segment is that the thing that is afflicting boys in education, specifically Black boys in education, is not an issue of I'm not trying hard enough. Right. It is not an issue of merit. It is not an issue of something that oneself can control. It is a systematic failure that is happening, allowing these Black boys to get to these positions. So when I ask the question of why can't systemically stupid Black men be in power, it is not a question of can we not let our boys be their best. It is not a question of stifling individuals from becoming what they should be. It is a question of we have a systemic problem that has resulted in a whole magnitude of niggas who are systemically stupid. Mm-hmm. What are we supposed to do with them? Are they powerless? Are they voiceless? Do they not deserve representation? Or do we cast them away? Do we do as Barack Obama says? We talk about you to your mama and your wife and hope they can get you right. We have a systemic problem here. That's what I want to outline here. Mm-hmm. This is not a problem that your nephew just can't focus. There's a reason why your nephew can't focus. Right. This is not a problem why your little cousin has trouble reading. It's not because he can't sit still. There's a reason why he can't sit still. And there's a reason why his mind hasn't been activated to transform his non-sit still energy into productive academic energy. There's a reason for this. And in order to decipher this reason, I think we should decipher. I think we should do the first thing we've ever done in show history, sweetheart. What's up? We just did it Tuesday. Shit. The second time we should do something we've ever done something in show history, sweetheart. We should examine someone else's new blueprint. Okay. We did it on Tuesday with the don't not in DC. Yeah. Oh, I forgot what they call it. Don't crack DC. Black cock down. Anyway. Hit the next joint for me. I think we have a what's the next one?
The radical solution.
Yes. Right. We have a radical solution that appeared in the Atlantic in 2022, was posted by Jamel Hill. And I just, you know what? Read it out loud and I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Red shirt the boys. Okay. Why boys should start school a year later than girls.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the new blueprint. There's a whole lot of explaining, but at the gist of it is this individual thinks that the solution to this systemic problem would be to start boys at school a year later. or have them in school a year longer. What are your thoughts?
I'm strongly against this idea. I don't think it's fair. And you're generalizing the whole, every boy just because, like, what? It doesn't make sense to me.
Me either.
No.
And not only does it not make sense to me, it actually triggers something in me.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, and I find myself when I'm thinking about this, about how you would socially embarrass, how you would intentionally leave behind legions of boys. It triggers me because what I think the actual problem here is, the systemic core of this whole problem is the reason why black boys are having trouble in school, the reason why you can have a prolific writer have a 2.5 GPA. Everybody's willing to leave black men behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how that came to be. I do. Niggas go nigga. If we had the video, I put my man up right now washing the chicken with soap. If we had the video available right now. We don't.
It's not on
I forgot what it's called.
there? What if niggas is done?
I don't know. The point of the conversation triggers me because it feels like, we have no qualm leaving. If the rest of the world needs to survive, we'll throw away black men. Mm-hmm. We'll throw away black boys. They can't sit still anyway. It's as if we don't already know what the school to prison pipeline is, which is to devalue black boys within the educational system, set them up for systemic failure, and then eventually pipeline them directly into prison for free labor.
Right.
Slavery did not end.
Nope.
That's the pipeline. So, we actually have a response. So if you hit the button for me, the eyeball button for me, and read that response for me. Feminista Jones jumps in under Jamel Hill's post, which is this post right here, and she has this comment. Let's see what she got to say.
Girls have to mentally mature faster to survive patriarchy. Any other explanation beyond that veers into pseudoscience, in my opinion. Teaching is largely feminized, with most early teachers being women, so they teach to the feminine mind more often. But since many men think they're above teaching because of the low pay, that's a result of it being feminized, boys aren't seeing themselves represented, and we know representation matters. I made my kid repeat 9th grade when we moved and he went to a new school. I'm glad I did. He's been an honor student and is now in 4 AP classes. His literacy isn't where it needs to be, but he's far beyond his classmates. This is a generational issue. The COVID class, as we call them in higher ed, is suffering especially hard, and I see the boys damn phased out.
So many problems with that statement. So many problems with my statement. Can you guess which problem? Can you guess which one triggers me the most? Which did you not switch it over?
Wait, let's see.
Yeah, you gotta recut.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
The part of that statement that actually triggers me the most is in the middle where she said, it's in parentheses. What's she say?
The low pay that's a result of it being feminized, that part?
What's the sentence that leads into that?
But since many men think they're above teaching?
Many men believe they're above teaching. What man exists in K through 12?
What do you mean?
Like, these aren't men. These are boys. It's a very small thing, but that's the thing that pisses me off the most. It goes back into my thought process of we are quick to leave black men behind. And to automatically categorize these individuals who may see the feminization in school as men automatically puts them in the position to be left behind. Throw them away, put them in jail, try them as adults. That triggers me. That's not what she said, but that's what triggers. That's what I get. That's what I feel. It makes me feel itchy. Like listening to the NPR lady's voice. It makes me feel gross. And I also disagree with the thought that most boys think they're better than their teacher because their teacher doesn't make enough money. I've never heard that from a boy.
No.
I don't know. This is where I get a little tepid because I don't like critiquing black women. I do not like doing it. But I do not like this perspective at all. This perspective that black boys don't respect women, and that is the underlying result of why black boys aren't good at schools, because we don't respect women. I was scared as fuck of my teachers. These were the most, other than my mother, these were the most powerful women in my life.
Yeah.
It was never thought that I could just disrespect them for the fact that they were women or because they didn't make enough money. That's not the thought process that I have. And it goes further into the thought of, why am I the enemy now? If I'm failing, how is it my fault that I'm the enemy because I don't respect women? I don't find that to be true. And I also find that the anecdote at the end of her story makes so much sense. She intentionally left her child behind. He got better at school, but did not get better at reading.
Yeah.
He got better at becoming a repository for information, but did not get better at actually implementing what the education was. Mm-hmm. Isn't that the problem? Isn't that how you get a 2.5 student destined for prison to be a prolific writer? You make him a repository and you judge him on how much information he can hold, regardless of what society is telling him that he can and cannot be. We got a problem. And I'd love to say it starts in the classroom and it ends with the classroom, but we have a problem. That's all I got to say.
You got some comments.
Huh?
You got some comments.
I see a stick over there. I see a stick over there. What are your thoughts before we get to the comments, though?
I hear your perspective. I think I took it a different way, though. But, no, I hear you. And I'm just thinking anecdotally about the boys that I went to school with and grew up with. I never sensed there was any type of disrespect because the teachers were women. Or them, looking down on them. I had a male math teacher, 5th grade.
Yeah.
Mr. Lloyd. He was black too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I will say it was. Oh, I had a couple. Mr. Bentley. He was also a math teacher. But
yeah, I had a black male math teacher as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think he thought less of the teachers that were around him.
Right.
I don't think my father thought less of women teachers. I don't think the fathers around me thought less of women teachers. I don't really know misogynists that well. I think they just think low of women in general. But I don't think because they think low of women, they also think low of being educated.
Right.
I don't know. We got any comments? What we got?
Let's see.
And you can let my people go.
Okay.
Pharaoh.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. Kadaro says, I would say Earth, Wind, and Fire before Destiny's Child. Micah says, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Parliament. There's a lot more, but that debate ain't the point. LOL.
Oh, y'all both wrong.
What?
Sorry.
You gonna put Destiny's Child before Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I will.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That is not purely a conversation of quality. If it was a quality conversation, you fellas are absolutely right. It's not a conversation of quality.
What's the conversation of?
Conversation is about legacy and impact.
You think that impact? What?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you not forgetting the 2 stars that come from these bands? The bands themselves were already great. And then they branched out with their individual stars, with possibly the 2 most impactful and greatest musicians to touch the planet. I'm not talking about quality. I'm talking about impact. Name someone better than Beyonce and Michael Jackson. Name them. Name them. You're going to get them in quality every time.
Okay.
But global impact, nigga, please. It ain't even close. I'm sorry. What's the lead singer from Earth, Wind & Fire's name? Vernell White?
Yeah.
What's his single? Give me a Vernell White single. I'll wait. Give me a wait. I'll wait. Matter of fact, give me a George Clinton single that's better than Michael Jackson's 20th most popular song. Fuck the boys. Give me that.
Drew says Neil deGrasse Tyson had the same issue as a kid. He couldn't sit still or stop talking, but his teacher directed him to an after-school space program to engage in.
Nigga, Thriller? What? Are you serious? I'm sorry. Flashlight is great. Don't get me wrong. Flashlight is amazing. But Thriller? What's the next comment? What you got? I don't know. I don't know. Have you heard Deja Vu? I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong, and I don't mind being wrong. That's all right.
He also says once he had his passion, he focused in class to direct his energy towards his passion in space. I think black boys aren't given a purpose to focus on and invest their energy into. If we did, we would go through formal training to apply it to what we're made for.
Application. Very true. Very true.
Jordan says 6% non-black male is crazy.
Damn.
And then Drew says 19% is the white man taking over the Mecca. Low-key, actually.
They said in the stat, they said it was like 25% male in total and then 19% black male. So there's a 6% non-black male population happening at Howard. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I mean, 6% sound about right. Non-black? We're not talking about white. We're just talking about non-black.
True. True. Okay. Drew says boys need more kinesthetic methods of learning. We learn by doing much better than listening. The factory worker method of learning is outdated and ineffective in today's age. Kendall says, I was just watching a scientist outline the differences between how boys and girls learn and how the education system caters more towards little girls.
Yeah, that's what even the feminist Jones said, like we're teaching to the feminine mind, the same feminine mind that has been socialized to respond to the patriarchy.
All right. Kadaro says it's an epidemic. I had a young lady come to my place of business here in LA asking my partner and I if we had any plans to start a program for black male teens. Over the last 6 months, her son has been having issues in school, feeling misplaced, not accepted, and not encouraged to learn.
Oh, what'd y'all do? What'd y'all do?
Drew says, even one of my favorite professors from HU, Tony Medina, was a poor student as a kid, but when he found his purpose in literature, he became laser focused and now has his PhD.
Same. You know, to the Kadaro point, I think you got a pizza shop, if I'm not mistaken. You would be surprised. And you probably know this already being a black boy. You would be surprised how much just doing a repetitive menial task after school impacts your life.
Yeah.
Just giving you some folding pizza boxes for 3 hours a day after school with a community around you where you have different people who are not necessarily your peers, people from different communities. The first time I knew I could catch an attitude was when I was at an after school situation. I think I was doing like a slam poetry something and somebody was being a little slighted towards me. And the first time I felt like I could be independent and have agent and tell them off and not be in trouble with my teachers, not be in trouble with my mama, was after school. Couldn't do that in school. You're definitely going detention, nigga. I still hold the record at Greenwood High School for the most consecutive days of detention. What? There are 180 days in a school year. 167 days of detention. 167 consecutive days of detention. My grandfather told you the story. My grandfather told you my mom had moved ahead of us and my grandfather was staying with me for a little while. Yeah. I had got detention so much. The principal called my grandfather in and said, if he gets detention again, I'm expelling him. He can't come back to school. 167 days. All the detention slips read the same thing. Can't be quiet. Interruptive. Cracking jokes. Randomly walks around the class. I can't sit fucking still. I want to get up right now. Come on.
Jordan says, I think we should add an optional gap year after high school for boys like they offer in Canada. Maybe not just for boys.
Yeah, maybe not just for boys.
Yeah.
Although I did tell Renelle that if I could do it again, I'd love to take a gap year, and she said I wouldn't let you do it. So I was like, okay. Even in my hypothetical, you're still not fucking with me. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I absolutely wanted to take a gap year, but
Okay.
yeah, didn't have that option.
Okay.
Right. Owen / Kayla, I don't know. Feels similar to asking WNBA.
A Winkler. A Winkler. Go ahead.
Feels similar to asking WNBA to lower the rims.
Yeah, with the skipping the school year.
Mm-hmm.
And which no, keep going. I'm not gonna get in the shack right now.
Drew says, also back to survival is killing us. A lot of black boys aren't being pushed to learn because they're just trying to make it day by day.
Survive.
Shamiko says, I know several men who teach K through 12, not solely gym teachers or disciplinarians. Right.
Thank God. When I would, I don't talk about this time off because I try to delete it from my mind. But when I did go down to New Orleans to learn to be a teacher, they always put me in the disciplinarian track. Wow. And I am, if you see me with kids, I am soft. I am soft, man. Keep going.
Micah says, she's not saying above teaching as in above learning. She meant above teaching as in men not choosing teaching as a career, so all the teachers are women. Yeah, that's how I took it.
What
Micah said.
That she was talking about teachers and not students?
Yeah.
She believes that black men don't become teachers because of the feminization of...
But because of the idea that it's a feminine profession, maybe. Like.
Okay.
Jordan says, I loved all my teachers. Shamiko says, I don't think she was accusing boys of thinking they're better than their teachers.
Okay.
I think she was saying there aren't enough men going into education because of the low pay. Right. It doesn't say he didn't get better at literacy, just that he still needs improvement. Jordan says, I thought the point about teachers not making enough money was about representation as teachers. I taught for a year and couldn't support myself on the salary, but it made me think higher of teachers. What's up?
We really think black men don't become teachers because of pay? I mean, the reason black men wouldn't become teachers is in the same cycle that we're talking about.
I mean, not just pay, but yeah.
Because if there are only 19% of black boys on college campus at HBCU college campuses right now, and half of them or more aren't graduating, how many of them would be eligible teachers anyway?
I mean, yeah, we know the issue is systemic. Like, it's not, it is a pipeline from literally kindergarten.
Interesting.
Because I even remember, being in kindergarten, and there was this one black boy who would always get yelled at by the same teacher every day, and he was just existing, always targeted as disruptive, and always getting in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going.
Damn.
Triggered, man. Triggered. Stayed in detention, bro. I'm laughing at it, but it was, it's kind of fucked up.
Kinda.
It was kind of fucked up.
Drew says, I had a black male algebra teacher. In high school, he worked for NASA, but his passion was math and teaching. It comes down to having purpose. Jordan says, what are we going to do with these young niggas?
These YNs? You know what's crazy? We got to get through this segment because I have the perfect YN for you.
Okay. Shamiko says, I don't think kinesthetic learning is exclusive to boys.
No.
Y'all ever read Push Out? Black girls are also being pushed out of schools.
Really?
Okay.
Seems
like the theme.
The Push Out?
No. Well, yeah. But
that
the theme of education for the season.
Yeah.
Right.
Is formal education a white tool? Interesting. Especially if it... Okay, keep going.
Micah says, Beyonce's launch as a solo artist, Crazy in Love is a sample of style, R&B fusion featuring horns and percussion that we collectively know because of the impact of Earth, Wind & Fire. Also, George...
Get your smart ass out of here. What you mean we? You mean, hold on, if I played Dangerous, that's a...
Deja Vu?
If I played Deja Vu to a 20-year-old, you think they're going to be like, ooh, Earth, Wind, and Fire, it reminds me. Or they're going to be like, man, it's an old school Beyonce song. How old is the Beyonce song? This an old cut. How old are you?
He says also George Clinton low-key created hip-hop, a culture bigger than even Beyonce. Think about it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Drew says, I'll never forget the first time I got detention because my shirt became...
If George Clinton created hip-hop, then Michael Jackson created the moonwalk. If that's what you're saying. Continue. My claim remains the same.
Drew says, I'll never forget the first time I got detention because my shirt became untucked after playing basketball and it broke the dress code.
What? Who said that?
I was pissed at the assistant principal, Drew. There were kids literally trying to burn down the school, but I was the problem.
Mm-hmm. My man, Crown Kenny just said, depending on what school, pay can be good and some not so much. Some high school male educators have doctors that allow them higher pay. I work in education. There's levels to the situation. I remember the big dog, I'm not going to say who it is, but if you watch the show who it is, the big dog was teaching middle school and was approaching 6 figures.
Mm. You said middle school?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Now, this branch of the conversation, now that we have the Wake and Bake with People Nights have corrected my perspective of that statement, now I'm wondering, what is the solution? Because it's not, the solution can't be the output. So if at the end of education you can become a teacher, the solution to our problem can't be more teachers. Because that's just like, okay, how? How? We've had all of these inputs that led to the output of no teachers, little black teachers. What are the inputs? Interesting. Or, no, keep going. Or, no, I can't say that. That's irresponsible. Or, fuck school. Or, maybe fuck school. I don't know. All right, we got more comments. I got to get to the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award.
Shamiko says, we don't. The person who made that statement does.
What's that? You gonna connect the thread for me? If not, keep moving.
I think maybe I don't know. I think maybe the Beyonce thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think.
Shamiko with me. Top, I'm saying.
Oh, wait, maybe not.
Damn. Damn.
Okay, Kadaro says, since we can't have kids in the bar, we're working on a commercial space where we can have after-school and weekend programs, reaching out to the city council and Crenshaw High School for assistance.
Yeah, do that.
Shamiko said, I taught middle school for a while. All teachers ain't smart. So I think maybe
No.
about that. I don't know.
They sure ain't.
No. No. Kendall says, I was that kid in kindergarten. My teacher at Naylor Road literally threw a book at me for laughing. I kept laughing, though. Jordan says, DJ Kool Herc made hip-hop.
Right. Mm-hmm. But y'all hash that out. That's right. The hip-hop head and the music head, y'all go head-to-head on who started hip-hop. Meanwhile, Jackson 5 and Destiny Child could be the best two bands of all time. That's okay. All right, we got some other comments on Instagram. My man Kenny said you can get up to 90K if you're in leadership. Oh, Camille Camille said we need to start our own schools. Most of us started as teachers. We don't need school 5 days a week. Anyway, very true. And then KP, the dream, says, I do believe some formal education is a whack tool. I stand on the fact that it starts at home, finding what works for your child individually and nurturing into they are able to navigate an educational space. We agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, we saying fuck school?
Yeah.
Damn, but like class was cool. Or maybe I just associate. Anyway, sweetheart, it's time for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. Somebody asked, what are we supposed to do with these YNs? While doing some discovery for my girl Randy B. Randy B, you still on the line? You still here? I know she popped in a second ago. No, she's not here no more. We're doing some discovery from my girl Randolph B, if you will. Have you heard of a fella named Christian Louis Vuitton? Louis Vuitton, the red bottom dude. You heard of this dude before?
Yes.
So if all the Wake and Bake with Bebo Nights could do me a favor, stop commenting for a second. Everybody close your eyes. Everybody just listen to the sound of my voice. Close your eyes. Okay? I want to take you back to late 80s Paris, France. There's a young Frenchman running the streets, popping in and out of galleries. Him and his tween friends are part of the nightclub scene. They have relationships with all the formidable and prolific designers of the time. They sketch in their off time while overlooking Parisian architecture and taking notes in their journals. Right? They wear leather and they wear the finest of the new age clothes. All right? And there's this young man, his name is Christian Louis Vuitton. Christian Louis Vuitton. He has this idea one day about how to sculpt a particular type of shoes. And these shoes eventually morph themselves into a very classic silhouette of the stiletto. And then this man eventually puts his own signature touch on the stiletto. Now everybody got their eyes closed, right? Everybody, can you see this Parisian man? Can you see this French man? This son of a French architect and maybe a French baker, if you will. Okay, everybody, you see this man? All right. Is this man, what color is this man? When I'm describing this man, Christian Louis, don't look him up, don't cheat. When I'm describing this French Parisian man running the streets at Paris through gallery and different, what do they call the French fashion houses? What are they called? Maisons. What color is this man? In the comments, I need you to put a color in the comments. What color is this Parisian, legendary, prolific designer? What color is this man?
Color is sending me.
Because I want to know. I want to know the exact hue. Put the number, put the hex number in there if you got to. I want to know what color you think this man is. Now, mind you, this is the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week section, so maybe maybe I gave it away already. Sweetheart, play the video.
You don't have one skin tone. You have so many skin tones. I started by 5 skin tones, now 7, going on 9. But, I saw that people love what you call nude. But what is nude basically is really, for a pair of shoes, it's basically having a pair of shoes which disappears on your skin. So if you look from far, you just see the length, Nude is not one color, it's a spectrum of color, going to a very fair complexion to a dark complexion. So, you can say I'm doing nude shoes and you do beige shoes. You say, I'm doing beige shoes. But if you do nude shoes dedicated to be close to the skin of women, you have to work with the skin complexion of women. And beige, this beige is just a complexion for few people.
Now, I understand that the French and European don't view race the same way we do, but that's a nigga. That's a black man. If you saw this man walking around in your local neighborhood, you wouldn't even blink. I wouldn't blink twice because I only blink at black folks. I'd give him the head nod and keep moving on. Yeah. That's a light-skinned man.
Right.
So I'm doing my Googles. I see his picture first. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. This is not who I imagined.
No.
And so then I reviewed the story that I just told you. Christian Louis Vuitton is the son of two French Parisian people. But it turns out his father had an affair with an Egyptian woman.
Oh.
A southern Egyptian woman. A brown-skinned Egyptian woman, thus making him Afro-European.
Yeah.
Afro-French, if you will. Mm-hmm. Same as Cote d'Ivoire. Mm-hmm. Same as Senegal. Shit, if he had moved across the sea and stayed in a particular town, he'd be Creole. I'm wrong? This is a nigga. When I found this out, I was flabbergasted. Then I reviewed the story. Okay, so he is the love child of a French man and a southern Egyptian woman, therefore giving his complexion. To my man Ethos said a second ago, he didn't even know. But he knew he looked different and was treated differently than his brothers and sisters. He dropped out of school at 12 years old. Fuck school. Yeah. Why? Because the education system in France wasn't giving him what he needed out of his creativity. He'd been running around town with his preteen friends in and out of the club, wearing the new hottest garments. Here I'm thinking Christian Louis Vuitton was some prep school kid. Turns out he a YN.
Yeah.
Turns out Christian Louis Vuitton is a young nigga. In the club at 14, all black, ski mask on. Christian Louis Vuitton. I was so flabbergasted at the clip that I don't even think people pay attention to the clip. Christian Louis Vuitton, in the time in fashion, where these fashion maisons are coming out with all these nude shoes and they're all just beige. Christian Louis Vuitton, who is a brown man, who is a black man, says, that's not nude. Yeah. Before Band-Aid changed their color to browns, Christian Louis Vuitton said, we gotta have at least 9 flavors. If the point is for women to look naked from the foot down, then we need different nudes. And it wasn't some inclusive DEI program. It wasn't some form of tokenism. It wasn't some commercial. It's what we need to be a business. And if a business is supposed to provide goods and services to a community, this is my community. I know my shoes $600, but these is bloody shoes. These are expensive. You got to save for these. I get it. Do you know why he made the stiletto? Do you know why he started making these sharp-ass stilettos? Christian Louis Vuitton was in a gallery in Africa. I wish I could tell you what the gallery was and what country it was in Africa, but he was in a gallery in Africa and he noticed a sign. He said the sign said women are not allowed to wear sharp shoes or walk hard because the floor is made out of wood, insinuating that the floor is more valuable than the woman. Yeah. So while I also had in my mind, it's just some French white man who wanted to see women in some sexual elevated pose, it turns out this is a brown black man who was embedded with inclusivity, who said that women should be making noise, should be stabbing floors, should be disrupting whatever status quo you have about the value of a fucking floor. Mm-hmm. And for that, Christian Louis Vuitton, I know you got a lot of awards. You ain't got this one before. You are now the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week. Very good. Very good. Whole nigga, right? Whole light-skinned ass thing. Look like my damn uncle. What? All right, we're running on time. Let's go ahead and move directly into the. I think I'm out of breath. Hold on.
You thought of some things. Kendall said I was today years old, and then guesses on his color was blanco, gray, mulatto. Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Right.
Didn't
Whole
know.
time I was thinking it was right.
Some
random
blonde-haired
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wow.
Welcome to niggerdom. If nobody ever told you before, Christian, welcome to the nigger side. It's time for the burning question for the Roach. Burning question for the Roach. I didn't hit it this time. That's all right. Today's burning question is brought to you by our girl Randy B. Truthing by Randy B. It's time to have a conversation. Make sure y'all head on over to Amazon. I think, Kendall, you said last time I got to send you a box. Just go to Amazon.com. They'll send it to you. They'll send it to you. Shit, maybe tomorrow. Maybe today if you ask nicely. Let me see the box real quick.
Oh, my bad. All right.
Truthing questions by Randy B. There are several sets. This is the OG set. Make sure you go check them out. Amazon.com. Truthing with Randy B. Randy with an I, but I call her Randolph.
Okay, that's Owen because he said sensational.
Yeah, of course, that's on. Sensational.
Yeah, that's Owen.
What we got?
Would you recommend attending an HBCU, a PWI? Why?
Would I recommend, after I just said fuck school, would I recommend an HBCU or PWI? Okay, the reason why I even hesitated a second ago to say fuck school is because there is a very there's a very nostalgic feeling that I have about being in an institution of learning. And while I'm saying fuck school, I'm saying fuck the formal education system that allows us to doesn't allow us to investigate in the actual physicality or the experimental or the application of education, but just to become repositories for said application. The school part, the community part, I feel like is 1,000% necessary. I don't know how homeschool kids just went K through 12 and while they were 14 and then went to college for a couple of years and they became doctors by they were 20. That seems miserable. Although I ain't go to prom, you ain't want to go to homecoming? You didn't want to make out in the parking lot? You didn't want to sign no yearbooks? You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to like run to class, have a locker, have books, raise your hand, ask questions, interact with the teacher. There are so many things about the school community I think are necessary for the development and the maturity of black folks. Now, taking that to the HBCU experience, I would recommend going to an HBCU. But this is not 100% recommendation. This is a 51% recommendation. At 50%, it no longer becomes a recommendation. This is a 51% recommendation. HBCU life is beautiful, but it is hard.
Yeah.
Of course, there are the things that we know about like administration and infrastructure and facilities and things of that nature. But the thing that people don't often talk about, there's something that I reflected about during homecoming, is that sometimes your HBCU don't love you the same way you love it. Mm-hmm. Specifically at Howard smiles on some people. There was a positive relationship between professor and student and community for some people. And for those people, that is the 1%. That's the 50% part of the recommendation I can give you. That you could 50-50 be smiled upon by your university. Mm-hmm. But if you are frowned upon by your university, it can be so hard. If you gain the reputation of being difficult, of asking too many questions, of being non-traditional, then you are shunned and then things don't happen for you and then systemic failures happen and you don't get invited and you don't find the flyers and you find yourself isolated within yourself. When my nephew says he's having a hard time finding other male friends, I'm worried about the same depression that I was talking about at the beginning show hitting him that hit me. I felt so alone. Mm-hmm. Even with the big personality and the loud voice and the hundreds of people around me with the marching band or even with my slow hall community, I felt so alone until, ironically, I got to slow. And that's where I felt the most embraced by anything. But now it's still not even a thing. I can't even go sit on the steps and live in nostalgia.
Right.
So, would I recommend going to an HBCU? Yes. It's a 51% recommendation. It's a 0% recommendation going to PWI. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just really don't. I don't understand why anyone would go to a PWI. Why would you go to Pepperdine? What we say the other day is like 2 white schools I actually respect.
Yeah.
Harvard and Brown.
Yeah.
Like, I went to Stanford. So, nigga, I don't care. What does that mean to me? Who struggled to make Stanford? What you have to overcome to get to Stanford, nigga? That's other niggas who want to be mid? Like, I don't know. So, yes, I absolutely recommend an HBCU, even if you can't even go all 4 years.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Try it out.
Just the experience.
Just jump in. Especially if you've not been around a lot of black folks your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You will witness a level of diversity that I don't think you're ready for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question. What are your thoughts?
I actually had somebody ask me a similar question after they found out that I went to Howard. They wanted to know if I thought that, I guess, the HBCU experience was better than the PWI experience, or if I would, choose it again. And I said, yeah, absolutely. I think there's something different in both types of schools.
Yeah.
But HBCUs 100% connected me to my blackness and who I am.
Yeah.
Like, in a way that I wasn't connected before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, there's the struggle part, which...
Stories for days. Stories for days.
Although I'm not sure that we necessarily need to struggle, but it does, unfortunately, build character, so...
It does build character, but maybe we don't want to be that character no more.
Right.
Damn.
Right. Tired.
I'm tired.
Owen says, imagine being in a system that's educating you against it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have homeschool proms. There are sports experiences that can provide all this. Yeah.
There are homeschool proms?
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to prom with all the other weird homeschool kids.
Why they gotta be weird?
Because they're weird. Their parents weird. We're weird. We're strange.
So that should be fine then.
What if you want a normie?
I don't know why you would want that. Do you want a normie?
No, but you should at least try. You should at least try a normie.
And then they said, are all of those things worth being systemically undereducated? If we are finding solutions, can we not find solutions for those communal experiences without letting systemic undereducation be a result?
Yeah. Damn. Niggas always gotta work though. Shit. Can't the school system just be better?
Right.
Now I gotta do all these goddamn workarounds. Now I gotta teach 6 hours a week. Now I'm teaching motherfucking pre-calc, teaching myself the night before. All right. X to the third. Now what now? Now all us on YouTube. Right. Trying to figure out what the fuck going on. We got some comments on the Instagram as well. Y'all gotta come over to the YouTube, my Instagram niggas. I love y'all. Oh, Camille came on. I said that already. HBCUs are falling into the PWI system. Sadly, not radical. Rebel Leona says, yo, what up? My girl Ashley says being different has never been fully embraced by mainstream black culture. Low key is like high school. She said you need the test for the testimony. Hey! Oh! Whatever niggas be doing.
And then Owen says, yes, it can. When we are in control of it, I will teach the math courses.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Owen. I'll teach the business ethics class, and it'll be called Shitty Horses. That's what we'll call it. What? Called Shitty Wooden Horses, BMO's Business Ethics 101. That's what it'll be. Starting in kindergarten, nigga. You gotta learn how to make these products quick. Wait. Is that child labor? Anyway, I don't want to end the show right on child labor. We want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Wake and Bake with BMO. Yeah. Today was a long one. That's all right, though. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for sticking through. We want to thank the Washington Informer Bridge, WI Bridge DC, and at WIBridgeDC.com or at WI Bridge DC and WIBridgeDC.com. Get updated on all the recent news and happenings, what's going on. Check out my man Chiquete's For a Drive EP. That joint is beautiful. Also, check out my man Maurice Art for the Black Market, okay? Y'all see these two pieces in the back. They are for sale if you want them. Let that nigga know. Don't let me know. Let that nigga know. I don't want to know nothing. We'll see y'all on Tuesday where we play the election blame game. I hate you. We'll have a Sweetheart's Black Fact. Make sure y'all check out the clips. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're still in the comments right now, hit the like button for me. Hit it. I love my community, but we need to be bigger. I would like to be bigger. Would like? But BMO, you said scaling outside of your community would be dangerous. Damn it! Don't press nothing in. Don't press shit. We're going to leave you with Detroit Rivers, the Black Boy Joy, because, sweetheart, for us, it's easier to go to jail than to go to college. Right. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Good morning.
Let this feeling slip away. Your city, yeah, happy feelings. Breaking Beverly and Maine. Don't be amazed. Find yourself, learn your joys and pains. Live your voice and sing. The sounds of your heart. Don't you worry about a thing. And don't forget your lyrics. This is a reminder of joy. Every time you hear it, just know you birth right this joy. Smile, you can wear it contagious. Won't you share it? Let love loose, don't fear it. It's that black boy joy.
Black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Where I was raised, black boys was being destroyed. I grew up a black boy, they had stole my joy. Nobody put on my neck, so I do it for Floyd. Do it for Tamir Rice and for the underemployed. For the ones that gave back, communicated, deployed. I wanna give you a rope so that you can aboard. I wanna give you a hope so that you can avoid having to be a black man without no black boy joy. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. For us, it's easier to go to jail than to go to college. Rather us be entertainers than be getting knowledge. They funded our own genocide. The word is power. Killing niggas in every song. I think it's coward. Easier to act tough when you in doubt because the world incriminates us. Cause we in doubt. Now we afraid of our own kind and it's really wild. I think they got us backwards. I figured out it's easier to fit in than it is to stand out. So I'm black boy joy when I'm cruising around. And I'm black boy joy fresh hitting the town. And I'm black boy joy dancing cleaning the house. And I'm black boy joy when I go for a hike. Been black boy joy since I was riding a bike. My son black boy joy and that's crazy to me. I was miserable growing up, I really hated it, G. But the world is much bigger than I was able to see. So get this black boy joy up on your brain. Get this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. One more time, get this black boy joy up on your brain. Let this black boy joy give you some game. Black boy joy get up again. And black boy joy through all the pain. And black boy joy say it again. Smile.